Hey credit warriors, welcome to the show, and we are all about maxing out We're not about maxing out credit cards. Hey credit warriors, welcome to the show, and we are all about maximizing credit card rewards, points and miles to give you some truly amazing experiences. I've been doing this with my family for the past 6 years, and we've been to some truly incredible places and flown on some amazing aircraft in business and first class. And I want to share the secrets of all of that with you guys. So in this video, I want to tell you how I just earned almost 300,000 credit card points across the Chase and Amex ecosystems by making just 2 transactions. These points are worth at least $6,000 if you value them at 2 cents per point, but I've already got $4,000 in value back by making one business class booking with 90,000 points, exchanging those points at a value of 4.3 cents per point. I'll show you how I did it and which airline and class it was at the end of this video. But first, let's have a look at the strategy. So I had a federal tax bill of $21,000 and an additional state tax bill of $9,000. Yep, when you're a YouTuber, you are self-employed, you do have to pay your own taxes. Having such a high amount of spending to do, I naturally looked for ways to get value out of it, and this led me to apply for 2 credit cards. First of all, the Amex Business Platinum. They'd sent me a targeted mail-in offer for 150,000 Amex points for spending $15,000 in 3 months. Now, I know those numbers may blow your mind, but welcome bonuses on business credit cards do generally have higher spending requirements. Now, if you aren't self-employed or you just have lower spending and can't meet those spending requirements, there are many personal credit cards out there that still have welcome bonuses of around 60 to 75,000 to even 90,000 points. I'll put my credit card guide below where you can find many of the cards that we regularly talk about on this show. Now, second, I applied for this credit card, the Chase Inc. Unlimited, also a business card. I was able to get in there just before the end of a 90,000 bonus points offer. So the offer was 90,000 points. In fact, they describe it as $900 in cash back, but it is actually points. We'll talk about that later. But 90,000 points for spending $6,000 in the first 3 months. This card also has a 0% APR period of 12 months, which is perfect for me because I'm going to use the card to buy all the furniture for my new Airbnb cabin up here in the Catskills Mountains in New York. That cabin will be opening for business in June or July this summer. You will be able to stay there, and I plan on buying about $10,000 worth of furniture to furnish the cabin. So the idea is I'm going to get a $10,000 interest-free loan from this card. The credit limit I got was $11,500, so I spent $10,000 on it. That's a $10,000 interest-free loan that doesn't show up on my personal credit report, and then I pay it back in increments of $1,000, maybe $1,500 per month with the money I am earning from my cabin. Now, right now, the bonus on this card has dropped to 75,000 points or $750 cashback, which is still pretty good, actually, and the 0% APR offer for 12 months also remains. So if you are interested in this card, I will put a link to it down below. But anyway, I got in there just before the bonus dropped down from 90K, so I did get 90,000 points, but 150,000 points from the Business Platinum and then 90,000 from the Chase Inc. Unlimited, that's only a total of 240,000 points. Didn't I say I got to 300,000? So here's what happened when I did the spending. First, with the Business Platinum, I went and checked my spending power to make sure that my $21,000 purchase would go through, and the good news was that it would. Then I went to the IRS website and used one of their 3 official payment processors, pay1040.com, to pay my taxes for a 2% fee. And then after that, just to show you that I'm not going into debt for this, I went to my savings account and withdrew over $22,000 to cover the payment and the fee and paid off the card. Then on the Inc. Unlimited, I used the payment service Plastic to pay my $9,000 New York state tax bill. Now, I didn't use this for federal taxes because last time I tried using Plastic for federal taxes, it didn't go through. The federal government, the IRS, never got the check, and I had to tell them that later on and kind of say, hey, please don't fine me. And luckily they didn't. They accepted my excuse. But anyway, good news is though, last time I paid New York state taxes with it, it did go through and I had a balance of fee-free dollars on my account, which meant I could pay with no fee. So I went ahead and I used Plastic for my payment. Now, here are all the points I earned. On the Business Platinum, my spending triggered the 150,000 points bonus. And then on top of that, on the Business Platinum, any transaction over $5,000 actually earns 1.5 points per dollar instead of just 1 point per dollar. And obviously a transaction of $21,000 or so is over $5,000. So it did trigger that 1.5 points per dollar, and I earned 32,634 points. So that's a total of 182,634 points on the Business Platinum. Now for the Ink Unlimited. So my $9,000 transaction did trigger the bonus, which was 90,000 points. And then on top of that, on the Ink Unlimited, all transactions are 1.5 points per dollar. So that means I earned 13,392 points for the spending for a total of 103,392 points. And the grand total from the two cards is 286,026 points. Okay, I know I said 300,000 in the title of this video, but 286. I mean, come on, we're almost there. 14,000 away, and it just looks better that way, all right? So anyway, at the beginning of this video, I did say that I've already got over $4,000 in value from using 90,000 points from my massive bonus to make a certain booking, and I want to go through that with you in just a moment. But first of all, if you're like me and you have a lot of credit cards that you struggle to keep track of, I recommend the smartphone app Max Rewards. It pools data from all your credit cards, even if they're from different issuers, in one easy-to-use dashboard, so you can see your transactions, your balances, your points and miles balances, etc. There's even a welcome bonus tracker, so you can track your spending for the welcome bonus. Not everyone can do it in one transaction. Max Rewards is especially useful if you have American Express cards, because the Pro version, Max Rewards Gold, will activate all of your Amex offers, adding them to your card automatically so that you never miss a deal. And once you activate all of the available Amex offers to your card, guess what? More offers appear in your account that you can then add, saving you even more money. The average person saves around $700 per year with these offers. And you can get a free month of Max Rewards Gold with my link below, or you can just download the app and check out the free features. All right, now I'm going to show you how I got about $4,000 in value from 90,000 points. So I'm going to the UK this summer for a few days. I already have a ticket out there in JetBlue business class, and I'm really excited to try the newest version of that product. But on the way back, I just had an economy ticket, and the thought of spending 8 hours in economy just didn't feel right. Once you turn left, you can't really go back. So anyway, after both the Amex and Chase bonuses hit my account, I started looking for alternatives for my flight home. Originally, I thought of going to Spain and using Iberia business class, which is actually one of the cheapest ways, if not the cheapest way, to go between the US East Coast and Europe, just 34,000 points one way off peak. But I'd have to fly to Spain first, which makes it slightly more of a headache having to change planes. But then I went on United's website and just started browsing around, and I found a flight from London to New York, Newark on Polaris business class, their flagship product, for just 60,000 points plus $326 in taxes and fees. Now, $326 might sound a little bit on the high side, but that is nothing compared to what British Airways charges, which works out at about $1,000 for a one-way business class ticket. Now, the flight was actually one day later than I had wanted, but I figured, hey, I'll just go visit my parents in the UK for one night. So I decided to go ahead and booked it. So I first transferred the points from my Chase Ink Unlimited, which the points can only be redeemed for cashback at 1 cent per point. I transfer those points over to my Chase Ink Preferred, which has all the airline transfer partners, and I then transferred my points out to United. The points hit my United account instantly, and I went ahead and made the booking. And a pro tip, booking United Polaris on the 767, which is the plane I'm going on, if you want a window seat, which you probably will do, book an odd numbered seat. They sit closer to the window, to the side of the fuselage, and thus offer more privacy than the even numbered seats, which are angled slightly towards the aisle. You can see the difference between seat 6L and 7L. I was originally in 6L, so I went for 7L. United lets you choose a seat at no charge at the time of booking for Polaris. Now, as for the value I got from the points, if you book this flight as a one-way ticket with cash, it would cost you $8,000. But realistically, who's going to do that? Booking one way with cash just doesn't make sense, okay? The price gets inflated so much. So I won't do the calculation with $8,000 and show you that I got 12 cents per point in value, which, in case you're curious, that's what it would be. Here's how I work it out. So the flight was $4,750 as part of a round trip, and the whole round trip would cost $7,869 due to the return leg being slightly cheaper. And since this is how most people book, I will use the full price for a round trip ticket divided by 2. So here we go. I divide $7,969 by 2, giving me just under $4,000 price tag for the flight. Then I deduct $326 in taxes and fees, and then I divide that number by 60,000 points, and that gets us to a value of 6 cents per point. That's way above the 2 cents per point that people normally quote for Chase points. But then there was the $326 in taxes and fees. Now, I wanted a completely free flight. So here's what I did, and I know I'm going to get some hate for this because it's a low value redemption, but anyway, I went to my Charles Schwab Amex Platinum and I exchanged 30,000 Amex points at a value of 1.1 cents per point for cashback into my Charles Schwab account, and I used that to pay off my credit card. So that was $330. It covered the taxes and fees. So now let's go back to working out the total average value of the 90,000 points I used. We divide the round trip price by 2, and then we don't deduct the fees, but instead we divide that number by 90,000, and that gives us 4.3 cents per point in value, which is still respectable. Guys, I'm really looking forward to my flight, and I will, of course, be making a video about it and the JetBlue one I'm taking a few days before that. But if you can't wait that long, I'll put on screen now some of my other business class flight reviews: Japan Airlines, Sky Suites, and British Airways Club Suites. All of these are booked with credit card points and miles, and it gives you an idea of what you can do. Don't forget to get a free month of Max Rewards Gold with my link below, and there's also links to many of the cards mentioned in this video below as well. As always, please subscribe if you're new. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.